Welcome to the lower bracket finals. Actually, I think it's only the semifinals, but anyway, welcome to this lower bracket match of Salami's arena tournament. Here we have Beasty and MarineLord facing off against Myriad and Sanych, and for the first time in this tournament, we do see some Ottomans being utilized. That's going to be an interesting one to take a look at. I'm very curious about the game plan here for Sanych and Myriad, but right from the beginning, they opt to go for a composition that's very heavily focused on units. It's going to be some, I always forget the name, Keshiks, yes, the Lancer equivalent for the Mongols, supported by some Ottoman archers. On the other side, only a handful of units for Beasty and MarineLord. Now, when you look at the Ottomans, their civilization bonus in this game mode is that they do get a free meter every single round. That's actually a pretty good buff, but it's also something that kind of fades away as we go deeper and deeper into the game, simply because it will be so easy to snipe it with archers. Anyway, what we see here from Beasty and MarineLord is a classic strategy of theirs. We have seen this multiple times in the previous rounds that they've played. They want to rush Castle Age, they don't commit much to the first round, kind of just step back from it. Myriad and Sanych, though, they went very heavily focusing on that round, and now it looks like they will be going for basically a tech forfeit, just full techs for Sanych over here. Myriad will likely go for the same. Now, one of the things that we are seeing over here is Whistling Arrows for Sanych. The Mongol Civ bonus is that you get a Khan to work with. And that Khan is also able to buff your allies' units. So what Myriad and Sanych are playing around is basically this double buff composition, where you have a Meter and you have a Khan. This is going to be a cleanup from Beast and MarineLord, that's no question. But basically the idea here is that you have this double buff composition so that any unit that you put out on the field will have an increasingly, or I guess an extremely amplified level of combat capabilities. Finally got that out of my head. Anyway, the reason why I don't think this is going to work in the long run against Beasty and MarineLord is because Beasty can go for the king. And when you go for the king, it will expand your network of castles or network of citadels aura even to the middle. So a king with network of citadels will be able to compensate for the deficit that you would suffer facing against combined Meter and Khan buff. Anyway, looks like it's going to be Sipahis plus crossbows from Myriad and Sanych. On the other side, it's going to be a single camel to debuff the enemy cavalry, supported by spears and longbows. This is a much better composition for Beast and MarineLord. Spears and longbows should dominate this battle. Longbows will deploy the palings as well, something that Beasty loves to do in these matchups. He's actually expanding forward as well, you see. He's only using palings on a handful of longbows, and then he's slowly pushing forward, trying to bait out the crossbows, trying to bait them into range. Here comes the push, though. Scout goes down. Sipahi will now try to find an angle. Spearmen have been held back for a while, but now you see Sipahi have been staggered by the palings, Spearmen doing a good job against them, and the crossbows just have no value in this battle. They just can't do much against the spears, they can't do much against the longbows, and indeed, Beasty and MarineLord will have a dominant finish here to round number 3. Going into round number 4, we have Castle Age for everybody. Sanych is going to go heavy on the archers. This is where you will start seeing this combination of a Khan and the Meter come into play in an even more significant way than we have seen in the previous rounds. It's going to be full archers, but when you have a Meter buffing you, when you have a Khan buffing you as well, these archers will be like machine guns. On the other side, Beast and MarineLord, yet to commit to any units. We will have a camel to debuff cavalry, and it's going to be Ghulam. Good read by MarineLord. This comp is supposed to be able to beat what Sanych and Myriad have. Now, there is a chance for Myriad and Sanych over here, partly because these archers will be extremely powerful. I think if Beast did a king here, I would be definitely favoring them. Without that, I'm not so certain. The firing rate of these archers and, like, just in general, these archers will be so great that they can deal with the Ghulams quickly. Good move from Sanych to try and focus the longbows over here, trying to close distance. In the meantime, these archers do have the attack speed buff as well. You see they're trying to focus down the Ghulam as best they can. And the archers just dance around right now, focusing down the longbows. Slowly but surely, the matter is picked off. Beautiful job over here by Beasty, committing a couple of longbows for that. And now with the con gone, the matter gone, the army is looking better and better for Beasty and Marine. Lord Gulam still standing strong. Longbows still in decent numbers, but they're slowly being focused down. This could still go either way. I think it's going to be enough for Beasty and Marine Lord, though. And this is why I said that I feel like this double buff comp isn't working as well as it is hoped for by Sanych and Myriad. As you go deeper and deeper into the game, it's going to be easier and easier for Beast and Marine Lord to just dive and snipe those buff units. And once the buff units are gone, they just don't stand a chance with their armies. It's going to be 3-1 lead here for Beasty and Marine Lord. This is a best of 1 only, so first of 5, as you see here in the middle, will win this game. And with that, we'll move on to the next round. It's going to be archers, crossbows now for Sanych and Myriad. They will try to play the same thing, but if Marine Lord and Beasty get a good read on this, they just mix in a single mangonel, and it's all over. It's going to be double matter as well. You will get a matter for free, so if you queue up one more over here for Myriad, it means that he will have 2 on the field. Marine Lord and Beasty will just step back from this round. They will forfeit 1 in exchange for being able to get to Imperial, get elite army tactics. They will have 2 villagers and a single spearman on the field. This means that Sanych and Myriad will move up to 2 points, but in exchange, Beasty and Marine Lord will have the Imperial Age advantage. Rip in pepperonis, folks. Talk about a one-sided battle. So, as I said in the previous set-off cost, which was Beasty and Marine Lord versus Vortex and Lucifron, I'm somewhat skeptical about rushing this age up by a single round. I don't know if it's going to work out well. It did for the team that did it in the previous round. I'm not going to spoil that in case you missed that. But anyway, I'm not totally sold on this strategy just yet. Still, it means that Elite Army Tactics is in already for Marine Lord. He's going to play into the Elite Gulams. And on the other side, Beasty won't have a lot of longbows. He's going to play into Wally and all the blacksmith upgrades. Now, it's going to be a cavalry play over here for Sanych. He needs to queue up cavalry, though. He still has 900 food, and this is a blunder. Wait a second. I don't know how to feel about this. So they are forfeiting this round for text, just like Beast and Marine Lord did in the previous one, but not all the resources were spent. Now, there's a chance that there weren't any other texts that were available for Sanych and Myriad. So that's why some food was left in there for Sanych, but you never want to leave any currency available, so just grab something else with it if you can. Anyway, there was probably no upgrade that was very beneficial, or no upgrade that they thought would be beneficial for them, so they just skipped it. It's going to be full Kashyyyk play now. Don't forget, these guys, they do heal as they fight. And it's a huge thing. We've been talking about this in terms of this game mode. If you can keep your army alive for a long time, you have good chances of winning. We will have some Janissaries as well, which will be good against cavalry. Not much to be seen from Beast and Marine Lord, though. And I feel like this is going to be a raw numbers game now. This is just going to be pure numbers. Kashyyyk are out there. So many Gulams, so many Longbows. And you see, the Palings deployed will make it impossible for those Kashyyyk to fight. Palings indeed being deployed over here. Covering from the backline firing as well. There is a Camel to debuff the enemy cavalry as well with the Camel Anise. Longbows now with volley available, now with the King Aura as well helping out. I think there is a King. No, there is no King, but they still do have some buff. That is going to be the Camel support buff on them. Longbow still firing like crazy over here, using the volley upgrade. It might be enough for Sanych and Myriad though, but that's still a lot of longbows to deal with. And slowly but surely the Kashyyyk have been gotten rid of. Khan could be sniped down over here. This is what Beasty is going for. A volley is going to hit the Khan, but the Khan still remains intact. Longbows trying to get a second volley on that Khan, trying to close distance. They do get rid of the Khan now. The Corvoran is still firing, and this guy has been dishing out punishment for a while. Don't sleep on this. And I think Beasty and Marine Lord have enough to clean this up. A couple of Gulams remain, a couple of Longbows as well. Finally, the Corvoran goes down, but this is still enough for Beasty and Marine Lord to clean this up. And with that, they secure the final round. They move on to the next round here on the lower bracket. And with that, we will have Myriad and Sanych eliminated. They tried to go for this composition of the Mongols and the Ottomans, but the outcome is kind of what I expected from this. I just feel like this double buff composition doesn't work well enough. Those buff units are too easy to snipe, and you're getting a lot more value out of different types of buff units, like the English King, like possibly the Abbasid Camo buffing your allies, or just straight up playing the numbers game like Beasty and MarineLord did in a couple of instances in this round. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, I greatly appreciate if you press a like onto this video, if you throw a subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.